Welcome back, everybody, to Lone Oak Farm, and I just want to say, I feel like every time I look at a different part of this map, I have a new favorite view. I don't know if you're familiar with the Frontier Design Discord. It's an excellent group that you can get together and go on and just talk about Farming Simulator for the most part. And I posted a couple pictures while I was working this field earlier, whatever number field it's 17, 15. Yeah, so I posted a couple pictures over there because I just couldn't believe that. Look at how many layers there are of the distance. It's like, you know, if you look pretty close, you can probably tell where the edge of the map is. It's just over on, let's cheat a little bit. We have to cheat to look just over on the edge of that field, right? So that you have the field terrain. So you have the auction building and then that field, and that's the map boundary. So that next field over, and you know, it's really well done. It's done to look like a distance view in the game. So, well, I don't have any fields the same stage as that field, but anyway, it's made to look like an actual field, and then you have another layer behind that of rolling hills, and then another layer of even more rolling hills in the distance, and then some further trees and stuff behind that. And it's just, I don't know. I've never taken, every time I do screenshots before, it's like, you know, to have good views, you have to always look towards the middle of the map. And then I was working this other field, and I looked over to my left, and it's not just like a dead view of distance in the scene. There's actually buildings, either a farm or a machine shop or some type of a building over there. And then you see roads in the distance and cars driving as well. And it's not just like straight off the edge of the map like I did in Tazewell. It's like, you know, they actually have an intersection there, and then you see cars turning right and going up off the distance. And it's just, views, two things really get me in the, well, mainly views. I like to be immersed in a map, and really the views do that for me. And it's really why I play the game a lot in third person because of that. And the views on this map are, I wouldn't have thought that they would compare to the West Coast. You know, I mean, it's Oregon, but it's still a US map, and I don't know, it just, it doesn't seem to normally have the same type of, I don't know. I mean, I live in the US. It's like, I don't expect, I don't know. I mean, the US has a lot of good spots with a lot of good views. Don't get me wrong, but it's just, I don't know. It's unexpected. I didn't expect the views to be so good in this map, and it's really kind of reinvigorated my love for single player. Well, this is kind of a multiplayer series, but it's really reinvigorated my love for a single player let's play on YouTube here, and I'm having a lot of fun with this series. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm enjoying this map so much, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for Bullet Bill, especially Bullet Bill, but then also, he didn't build the map by himself. He had a lot of help with the other Frontier Design members and test groups, so thank you. Can we get across the road real quick before that car? No, let's pull forward real quick. There we go. Now I think we can back up in time. I'm trying to back out onto the road here without, oh, stop please. Okay, they just barely stopped in time. Trying, you know what, I didn't have my hazards on here, so that's probably why they hit me. We'll just chalk it up to that. And doing traffic on a map is always, it's a balance between either you have them go too fast, and then they can sometimes collide into you, or if you go too slow, then well, it doesn't feel like a North American map. So that's probably why the traffic's hitting you. It's just a compromise. You know, I was playing American Truck Simulator, and it's really a shame that, well, yeah, that's me for not looking. It's really a shame that they can't do the traffic in Farming Simulator like they do the cars in American Truck Simulator, because they actually know when you are, oh, we got a little bit of, oh yeah, that's right, it's sunset time. we got a little, oops, I accidentally hit the reverse key, I guess. We have, what am I trying to, what was I saying? Yeah, like, I was playing at ATS, and they actually know that you're there around a curve. And I've never modded in American Truck Simulator before, but the way the traffic works in this game is it's a static block in front of the car. So if you go around a curve and you see another car there, like straight ahead, or you see another object, the car will actually stop, right? So that's why a lot of time traffic stops on curves on Farming Simulator maps, and it's hard to get the traffic right. But I wish that they could do the traffic like in American Truck Simulator. You know what? We need to put some hazards on. It's I don't know. I just really miss good traffic after playing American Truck Simulator for a little while. Not that the traffic on this map is done. I'm talking more about the limitations of the game engine and the way that Giants implements traffic. Hopefully that'll be a nice little change that we get going forward, because it would be nice, for example, like, you know, to be able to, I don't know, park on the side of the road and cars see you ahead of time, like around turns and stuff, for example. So, you know, stuff like that they just don't really do in this game, and it's kind of I feel like it's a missed opportunity. It's a shame. So let's turn in here, and let's see, where are we going to? I think if we pull over here, we can unload over here. We're getting ready, set up to do this field, and I don't even know what direction we're gonna be. Let's turn off our blinker, and we're gonna have to we'll downshift too. Okay, so left blinker is gone. Now we turn on our hazards. And do I have a beacon? That'd probably be good, since I'm gonna be working along the edge of the road as well. And we've got one more field to get done. We're trying to get it done here right before the sunset. Let's we can actually detach as well here. And let's see, what are we gonna do here? Which way? Oh boy, this field's gonna be, look at those hills. This field's gonna be fun. Anyway, I say all that just to say thank you out of appreciation to Bullet Bill for letting me, you know, not just, this isn't just a biased talk up thing where I'm doing this because he gave me a little bit early access preview to the map. I'm certainly appreciative of that, but if you know anything about me, I pretty much say it like it is, and I'm not afraid to criticize or talk openly about my thoughts. So you better believe if there's something on the map, or if there's something wrong, you know, I'm not just talking this up because Sam's my friend. That's not why I'm doing this. But out of appreciation, I would just ask, if you do enjoy this map, go ahead and remember to rate it over on the Farming Simulator Mod Hub. If you enjoy it, I highly encourage you to rate it 5 stars. And you know, just compare it to the quality of the other maps out there as a scale. I hate the rating system, because it's like, if you get one small error, or even a larger error, it's like hard to rate the map a 5 out of 5 because it's not perfect. But then nothing's perfect. I prefer to rate things on the Mod Hub. Hopefully they redo the rating system, but I prefer to rate things on Mod Hub on a scale of, how does this compare to the other mods? How does this compare to the default Giants equipment? And for me, this map's a 5 out of 5. So I highly encourage you, get out there and vote and go. It really does help all the 5s that Sam gets. You know, if it's above a 4, it's give him a little bit, you know, it's enough to give him a few extra days off where he can make more maps. And I want that, so get out there and vote the map a 5. And what else? Yeah, I already talked about the Frontier Design Discord. Like I said, I posted pictures in there. That's right, I was going off about the sunset, and this is just, I don't know. My favorite view, I thought, was at a creek next to the farm in a valley there, but I've really been enjoying the view. Now, we're not going to be able to see probably as good of a sunset, because I was looking at the sunset over kind of at that angle back up there north. So there was less obstruction from trees there, but that's still going to be a pretty good sunset over the tree line there. So I'm still pretty excited about that sunset as well. Let's get ready to plant this field, and we gotta figure out how we're doing this. It looks like it is. Which way is this field long? Okay, so it's definitely longer. So we want to plant this field north to south, unless those hills are going to give us undue difficulties north to south. Yeah, I think, you know what, that's also the way, well, that decided it. That's the way the guys, I didn't work this field. That's the way I believe Roy was here working this field, and possibly Vorden as well. That's the way that they work the field, so that is the way that we are planting it. That's pretty much the, I don't know, not the nail in the coffin, but the way that we have to do it now. I'm not going to want to go against the grain from how it was cultivated. And that's actually a pretty steep. Probably should have found a field entrance there. That was pretty dicey, but at the very least, I probably should have slowed down a little bit more on the equipment. Made it a little bit easier. And let's get this sucker ready to go. I guess we'll do. So if this is north to south, these are the end rows, then we can certainly turn off our hazards. Let's open up the boxes, and yeah, in case I think I'm about ready to release this. This mod is on Mod Hoster, so you can get it. It's actually a pretty decent model for, especially if you consider that it's an American model. It's very nicely done with that regard. But it is on Mod Hub, and I will, if nobody else has done one, I'll release the MR on it actually tomorrow, if I can remember that. So if you do want that, let me know, and I will release that for you. I just wanted to make sure I'm testing it. I'm not trying to hold it hostage or secret or anything. I'm not one of those North American modders. I don't like to hold things hostage. Or just show them to you and then never release them. But let's see, actually. So this is if I'm, let's see, what am I gonna, oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna talk about, in case you do run with this, you can see that well, maybe not. But the trigger for the, if you like to load this planner manually like I do, the trigger is actually in the middle right there for both the seed. Well, okay, I missed it. But for both the seed and the fertilizer, the trigger is in the middle there, despite the box actually being on the left side for fertilizer. Now, like I said in some previous videos, that's not the way that it is in real life. There's like a center divider down the middle of each of those boxes. From at least what I could gather from the PDA, it's not like it has a separate, and you know, if you look at the way that the drill's constructed, that doesn't even make sense to have fertilizer over on one side and seed on the other. But that is, from how I understand the mod was constructed. I didn't ever see version 1, but this is version 2, and he made reference to the fill plane, so I'm guessing that it's that way, something about the fill planes, because he probably had to correct it because he was having problems with his fill planes otherwise. So actually, you know what? We could have gone across. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna try to be quick about this real quick. And we got one car coming, but they can wait, I hope. Okay, let's just cross back for them. Out of the way. Oh, don't want to drive on a neighbor's field. And there we go. Alright, so let's get back, and nice and slow. It's awful bumpy red. Now, we don't need too much here, but you know what? Just, it can't hurt to top us off. This is a big field. We want to make sure that we don't have to stop for either. It'd be a shame to fill up with seed and then find out you have to stop for fertilizer. Wait, the other way around. This is seed. Yeah, it'd be a shame to fill up with fertilizer. Yeah, what I said the other way. So we're just gonna stay parked right here like this. I don't know that we need fertilizer first, but you know what? It kind of protects our trailer a little bit. It will keep the beacon there. You know what? We should probably, yeah, we should probably back up just so they can see the beacon easily from the other side. Protect that trailer a little bit. Keep the road a little bit safer. And there we go. Yeah, that works. All right, let's get planting then. Well, drilling. Seeding. Drilling or seeding. And you know what? This is going to be a very long field. I was actually thinking about just kind of starting this field, and then I don't know what I would have done. Maybe perhaps I would have what am I trying to say? I don't know what I was trying to say. I might have turned this into like a this is a huge field. A stream? Maybe instead I can, let's see, that is gonna be a curve. So we're gonna have some uneven rows here on the edge. Let's do our, well, you know what? Normally I do the end rows first. We're gonna definitely come back and do those, but let's instead, well, that's an ugly curve. How are we gonna do it? You know what? I don't know why this is such a big decision. Let's instead go that, well, yeah, I don't want to have to do that curve. Let's go this way, and we will get started like this. So let's hop back inside the cab here. Don't want to go out into the road too much there. Well, is there any traffic around? No, not really. I hope not, because we're in the road now. All right, so that was on the other side of the road. We're fine. Okay, so let's do this then. I did fix the markers. That was the final thing that I needed to do. We don't want to hit the telephone pole here, and that's close enough to the start. We also don't want to hit our our trailer. Let's make sure we are far enough away from that, but I don't want to skip on the field really. So I think we're good right there. Oh, well, we got the top open because of the thing. So we'll be sure to close that now. And I think we are good to go. Giddy up. So there we go. Now, I'm not on GPS just yet. We can't go look at the views just yet. It's a little bit, no, not yet. Just a little bit I gotta concentrate. It's a little bit too much is what I'm trying to say. And right, yeah, so over there you can see those buildings. I don't know if, well, maybe if I go to third person and okay, yeah, anyway, you can kind of see the road there that turns right. Yeah, you can see a car up there. That's what I was talking about earlier. It just, I don't think I've ever seen that before where, okay, so it doesn't look like it looks like a curve in the road. But I've never seen that. I mean, obviously that's probably there because of, are we going to drive another field? Just barely. We will stop at that. I've never seen that, like I said, obviously that's there in real life, but, that could have easily just been a road straight off into the distance, but instead just that extra curve. Just, I don't know why, but it just made the edge of the map feel so much more alive because of that curve. I think what I found before with this drill, it's just a little bit easier to turn around if I do 3 end rows. So we're going to do another set. Whoops. There we go, that side. So we're gonna do a whole nother set of end rows here. Let's make sure that we are, yep, okay. It's a little bit hard to see the marker there in the darkness, but like I said, we'll go back to a third person view after I finish planting the end rows here. Once I get on GPS, it'll be a little bit easier to watch the beautiful sunset there. So that's something that we'll certainly do. Because like I said, I rave about the views, and then I'm not even going to show you the views. But from the inside of a tractor cab, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I have really enjoyed, you know, it's not the stock standard Giants 3D or whatever, skybox is what I'm trying to say. There's definitely custom textures here on this map. It just adds a little bit more flavor. The night sky, if you guys haven't seen the night sky on this map, be sure to check out the night sky. I'll show that a little bit later if I am here for that much longer. We're gonna just straighten this up since we are at a curve. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop about, we want to stop about a planter's width. Let's see, what's a planter's width? I'm gonna stop about a planter's width, a little bit more. So we gotta make sure nobody's coming. Yeah, we're fine. So, but if we stop about a planter's width away, we can come back and get that on the way down, right? And this is also how, I mean, this is not how you plant a cornfield, because if you think about how you enter with a corn head, well, we couldn't do it from this side of the field because we'd be a little trapped. Honestly, with a corn, I probably would want to do that on a curve. Give us a chance to open it up easier with the combine. I know I say before you generally don't want to plant on a curve, and that is true with corn, but you know, sometimes like on the end rows are your worst yielding, you know, rows anyway, so it doesn't really matter quite as much. Let's do 3 end rows, and then we can set the, you know what, that might be easier. We can set the edge on that far side. And, well, you know what? No. We might actually just drive back. I guess I could do 4 end rows. I mean, 4 is a little overkill, but... I mean, you know what? It would make it a little bit easier to, I guess let's just do 4 on this side. Normally I wouldn't, but you know, doing that edge at dark in night will be a lot easier. It'll be, well, nothing's easy in the dark, but you know, I don't want to have to mess with that house and the indentation up there at night. That'll just not be fun. So let's just do this. I don't think this will be bad. We'll just, you know what? It's a big field. We'll just do a few extra end rows, make it really easy to turn the combine around. I think that for harvest, if we make enough money with our grass seed, I'm thinking that we'll probably try to buy a bigger combine. You know, we're not doing multiplayer manager, so hey, I got a loan, right? I can take out a pretty big loan. I haven't taken that out yet, so I have that the New Holland custom harvest. What is the custom modding, I think the group is, that I have that New Holland. So it's not the most horsepower in the world, which is great because, you know, I don't like starting off with the biggest of stuff, because then it just doesn't give you anywhere to grow. And it feels like you've already conquered the map, and it feels like, well, what's the point to playing for me? Because if you don't have anything to look forward to improve or bigger, it's like, that's how I get the drive in this game. It's just, I don't know, it's not as fun if you already have everything. And I mean, I know that's kind of like, that's a little bit more like real life, right? Well, granted, you're always buying new equipment, upgrading new equipment, but, you know, where was I going? I don't remember where I was going with that. We'll just talk about something else because I don't remember what I was saying. Our marker's up, right? Yeah, marker's up. Okay. I've done that before in real life where I I accidentally left the marker down an extra time, which is, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it just kind of looks ugly. And it looks like we missed a little bit there. That is one of the downsides of this marker. It's like, is the marker on, you know, like, do I want to be on the right edge? Do I want to be in the middle? Do I want to be on the left edge? In real life, it's like, if I would be looking at the marker, it would be, I would want to keep my my nose centered on this edge, because what the rest of that marker would be is just dirt that's thrown. The edge would be the groove, you know, the actual cut in the ground where the marker is sliced. The rest of that stuff over to the left side, from my perspective, would just be dirt that the tractor threw. And it looks like we actually did start on a curve, so we're gonna have to round that off a little bit. That's gonna be a little ugly. And we want to, let's just wait until, well, we can go. Well, no, let's wait. We'll be patient. I can drink some coffee while I'm waiting. Evening coffee to keep us awake. And there we go. So we don't need to worry about the other side since we're not going that far. Although they might get a little scared if they see our tractor going in the road there. So let's call that good there. And I'll set my GPS lane later. I think for this side, well, because it's a curve, we're gonna have to do we're gonna basically have to do a point row at some point, because we're not gonna plant the whole field on a curve. So let's just actually, you know what, I do wonder, with a box like this, there is no there's not going to be any automatic shutting off. I mean, I guess you could probably retrofit it with an auto shut off, but how would that work? Maybe you can't with this version. I don't see how you could. But what I'm trying to say is, I wonder if they can shut off a certain section, or like half of a section, and you'll see why in a little bit. I hope. We'll get there. You'll get the method of my madness here. So we're gonna have to square it up right, because what am I trying to say? So if the whole field runs perfectly north to south, or at least that's the GPS lines we're doing, and you have a slight curve at some point, then at some point you're gonna have to even it out, right? Otherwise your whole field's gonna be at a curve, and then you're gonna get to the other side of the field, and that's going to be on an ugly curve. And so at some point you have to even it up, and that's like called point rows, basically, where you have some long rows that come to a point with other rows, is what I'm trying to say. So we don't want to hit their mailbox, but I think we can just run this right to the edge. I don't want to plant their driveway, certainly. How are we going to do this now? This is going to be interesting. Let's see here. Well, we're driving on the road. So let's, well, I think what we want to do is, they won't mind if we're driving across their driveway. What they do mind is if we plant beans, or this is wheat. They won't mind if we plant wheat in their grass and wheat in their driveway. So we certainly don't want to do that. So let's cross their driveway. Hopefully, again, they don't mind. It'd be interesting to look at the real life picture of this. You know, if they have like grass, or if it's on a ridge and we can't go up there. But here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna wait until there's no traffic, and we're gonna plant a little end row here, kind of set the edge for us, so that way we are let's see, where is the back there? And we don't have to get perfect to the edge of their driveway, but I just want to be straight. So as long as we're straight. You know what I should actually do? I should plant that. You know what? Let's do that instead. Okay, we're going to change our mind here. I'm driving over their driveway again one more time. And this is what we're going to do. I changed my mind. So I think this is probably the best way to handle this. We're going to back up to the edge where we've already planted, which I think we're there. Although that's going to be in their driveway. We don't want to plant their driveway. Do not want to plant in their driveway. That would be kind of mean. And possibly illegal? And if this was like, if that was our landlord and we were farming the field, you know, as a lease, then that might get us fired. Alright, there we go. Especially if you do something like rip or cultivate up the driveway. Alright, so it doesn't need to be perfect there, right? This field's plenty big. We want to get as close to the edge as possible, but then I think we want to just go around in a circle here, because I don't know really how else we're going to do this. But this will set the end row right here, so we don't have to run into their grass yard. Big old tractor tires. I've accidentally done that once, planting the edge of a field next to a house, and I ran my tractor tire into the yard. It's just, you know, the tractor's so heavy, the yard's never. It's just so soft, and it, you know, even when it's dry soil, it just leaves such a huge indentation. Then the next time they go run their little mower out there, that's just not a nice thing to do. And I don't think okay, so if I just go straight from here and then straighten it up, make sure that, okay, so we're gonna have to wait until there's nobody, and this is what I think we're gonna do. Nobody, okay, so we're good. And go all the way to the edge. And there we go. That's how we're going to do that. So that edge is set then. And I think that we're going to just... Let's not do that. Well, okay, so we're probably going to minimize the driving over their driveway, because I don't think they would care maybe once, but... You know, if that's really a dirt driveway, that's not gonna be too nice for them. So we're going to minimize driving over that, because that's just not nice. So instead, let's just kind of continue to set the edge here. And this looks like it'd be north to south for the most part. I don't actually know where the field ends, but this grass we can drive straight into to kind of, well, let's just square this up. Let's not follow in a circle for now. Make sure we don't drive too far into a tree. So let's do that. And when we do an end row in the future, we can come back and square it up. For now, I want to finish the this ugly part, because this is curved the wrong way, if you know what I mean. So let's I'll show you what I mean. Well, that we didn't pull forward far enough. Okay. So, and again, this is why you plan end rows. Okay. Well, that's fine. So we're gonna come back and do the end rows later. But I still have daylight. I want to get this house section done and finish with the right. So if I press my GPS button now, run north to south, it's gonna be a little ugly. And at some point we're going to have to do that. But for now, want to go a little bit more like this. And like that. And there we go. So now we drop the planter. And we should be on our way to complete this little section here. And might run into a problem because I might have to drive over their driveway just a little bit because of the length of our drawbar there. So a little bit more, and we'll just pretend they didn't see that much. There we go. So now let's back up a little bit more. And there we go. So now, well, how are we gonna do this? At some point we're gonna have to start getting on our GPS track, but not yet. We'll do, well, you know what? Let's do one more. I mean, I do. Goodness, I do more than one set of end rows anyway. So let's just do one more set here. I should have put down the marker. Kind of not the greatest thing to go on a curve, but depth is more important, and we have the right depth. So actually, let's just lift it up right there, because that'll be a path when we are straight. And let's just go back around where we were, and we're going to finish up this side. And then we're going to get on our GPS path. So this is what I'm talking about when I say point rows. Now, it matters more for row crops for corn, because that's what the combine has to follow. But when you plant, I mean, I don't know what else they'd be called. Well, I mean, I guess it's not technically rows, but it is... it is somewhere, yeah, so that's on a curve, and we gotta square up at some point with GPS. So might as well just start doing that now then. And this is what I was talking about when I wonder what I wonder how the... Right, so this doesn't have GPS auto shut off. So as we go straight, we're gonna run right into that point row, and we're still gonna be drilling, right? So like we're essentially drilling double the seed population over there on the left side of the planter, unless it has some type of auto shut off or a manual shut off. Like if you could at least shut off each section, one, you know, there's 3 sections back there. You know, so I could have shut off my left 2 sections as each one of them drags over the rest of that row there, right? Then at the very least I'd have that. So now, do we have to go all the way to the end before we can jump on that next row? Let's just go all the way to the end, because I'm not really sure when we're gonna hit that other row. It was row 0. We were on 1 before, +1. So let's just drop it and go. Burning a little bit of daylight, but again, that's why I wanted to do that during the daylight. That would have been a pain to do at night, which is why I started on this side of the field, looking at that beautiful sunset. I don't know where to look. It's so pretty. I think, I don't know, should I turn this into a time lapse? I don't know, this is gonna be an awful big time lapse. And it will be mostly at night, will it? I don't know, we'll see how long the sun stays down. I don't know. Perhaps I will do... I don't know, I could always do one of those cinematic things that I used to do on the West Coast. Alright, let's lift that up, and we can come back and fix the other end later. For now, well, and that's a little... You know what? We might have to do another end row there, because we weren't squared up when we jumped on this path. Probably should have just done a couple more on the south end there. I think that's is that Mount Rainier? Is that the right name? Again, it's just awesome how far in the distance off the map the distant scenery goes. I mean, it's a testament to this map how many times, like, I've played this map a lot, and I still don't know where the border is in most parts without looking at the PDA and where I am with respect to the edge of the map on the PDA. I mean, that's how good this map is. It's just that good. And the views, like I say, the views for me are what does it in. Who says dirt cannot be beautiful? Oh, granted, there's a lot of green. There's a lot of green in the background of this field, of this map. I mean, is that a little field there? 25, it is. That is the actual field. I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know what to do. If I do a time lapse, the problem with the time lapse is I'm gonna miss the beautiful sunset. Well, you're gonna miss the sunset because I will see it. Well, this is dirt. We can pull forward there. I just don't want to pull forward on his grass. That would not be nice. So we've got actually. How are we gonna do this? The next path is basically gonna be right. You know what? Yeah. So let's go down to this other side then. And where is? Let's see. Let's try to grab the same track we were on before. I think it was this one. I think I should have remembered the number. Might have been one less than this. I can't remember. But yeah, and here's where we should have. We probably should have planted the end rows first. Let's just lift up right there. We'll come back and plant the end rows after we finish up this little section in here. It should be just a down and back, and then we'll do the end row on our way back, and then we'll be ready for the. Oh, got on this grass just a little bit there. Sorry, buddy. That could get us fired. And right here, we'll just, you know what? We'll just probably swing on around and do the end rows on the other side. So that might be a little bit too sharp of a curve. Yeah, we won't do that. So we'll just we'll square it off like I said we would originally, even though it's kind of like multiple triangles now, not really a square. I think I turned from that way. I really would, you know, I do like. There's just a few nice things in other farming games that I wish were in Farming Simulator, like in the what is it? Not Farm Expert, the other new Pure Farming. They actually didn't let your head turn around like this. You could not do that, and it's nice, especially if you like playing or attempting to play somewhat realistically for the most part. Like here, for example, I forget which way I turned my head. I guess if I was using Track IR, it's not that big of a problem, and maybe that's why they don't care, but I don't know. It's just, you know, there's a few nice things in some other games that I wish were in this game. And there is the edge of the field, so I should probably have done that. Put that in the marker in case you didn't see. So that was kind of a sloppy corner there, but this is this a big curve? No, we're going east right now. It looks like it looked like it was on a curve, but the other part was curvy. I mean, obviously the other part was curvy, but this looks like a curve. No, it was on a hill. Maybe that's just what I was seeing. It was giving the impression of a curve because it was on a hill. I'm sure that's what it was. I'm recording this on a day when I have to stay up all night. Originally, I actually was just gonna stream this, but I decided to just kind of stick to my lonesome and do another YouTube episode. It's kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. It's just I've been having a lot of fun on this map by myself. well, I mean, with others sometimes, but even by myself, it's, I kind of thought I'd grown out of, Let's Plays, but not really. This has got me going again. I'm actually playing on, anybody know the map what is it, Gamma Sting? I'm not sure how to pronounce some of these maps made in other languages. Gamsting, I don't know, but it looks pretty cool. I'm playing it with a little bit with a friend, just a little bit on the side. I might stream it at some point, but I don't know. It's a pretty cool one. But you know what? I think because of that, you could probably get away with 2 end rows. But, well, again, I don't want to do... Let's get away with... I think we can get away with 2. Although along the trees, we will probably want 3. Well, no, let's just do 2. If we have to back up, it's not the end of the world. I don't know how much we'll have to do that, but that's not the end of the world. There's nothing. Look at that view. And I thought it wouldn't be good since you couldn't see it since the trees were right there. But you know what? It looks through the trees. It looks almost even more awesome. Pretty good. Because we're curving to the right, this is always tricky. Whenever you go around a curve and you're trying to follow the marker, because it's not right. It's not obviously where the tractor goes. You want the center of the planter, wherever the center of that marker is. You want the center of that marker to hit the center of the planter. So, I mean, let's just look real quick how we're doing. I think it's hard to see where the marker is right now, actually. If that shadow, is it the shadow? I can't tell. I think we're doing pretty good, actually. Based on, yeah, the marker's right there in the middle. I am a little bit off-centered, but pretty good so far. Pretty good. Pretty good for just eyeballing it like this. And the real test, of course, is to see if we, yeah, I mean, pretty good. Although now we're, well, there's no marker, so I guess that can be excused. But we did get a little bit, too close to the edge there. But that's not the end of the world. Okay, so now we find out if I was on the right track or the wrong track. So I think that, yeah, that's good. Let's go back here, and man, it's gonna take a whole YouTube episode just to set the end rows on this field, right? Alright, so let's set the track here. So we are on number 5. Drop it, and let's fly. And I think this is the right one. I hope. So we'll just lift it when we get all onto the end rows. And we'll have to set it down again soon. About now. And we are off by a couple, actually. So let's, well, it's all GPS. Let's just continue on. We'll go back and looks like we got to do a down and up. So not horrible. And we're almost halfway out of fertilizer and seed. And all we've done is that little section there. And well, and the end rows. That's you know, the end rows are a good bit of the field, but I think that, I don't know, what should I do? Time lapse or should I do a time lapse or should I do the other thing? I think a cinematic is more editing later. A time lapse, you just cut out your sound, you insert music, and you click the envelope speed, and you're done. The other thing's a little bit more time consuming, but I think based on how good of the views we have, I think I might do a cinematic. I don't know. The alternative is just cut to the end of the field, or in case anything interesting happens. But I mean, this episode's already gone on for 50 minutes, so, well, I don't know. Has it gone on for 50? Has it already been 50 minutes? Sometimes I hit the record button, then I have to set up, and that takes a little while. And I to make it easier editing, I always try to hit the stop recording and start a new one, so I always know where I'm at in the episode. But I don't know. These episodes have actually been longer on Lone Oak than what they were like on the West Coast, because they I don't know why. They just were, okay? I think this one we can kind of cheat a little bit and doesn't have to. Yeah. That's good. We caught the corner there. All right, so let's get another look here over at. Oh, look at that sunset. You know, that's nice too. It's starting to color the sky. I mean, I know these are custom clouds or whatnot, but I don't think, unless I'm remembering it wrong, I don't think the base game did that. I think it was like only that distance that was pretty, not anywhere else in the rest of the map. But you know, if you think about how sunsets work, oftentimes it shines light on other clouds, you know, further, you know, not looking straight west is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's, man, 4 end rows is way too much turning room. It's really a little bit of overkill here. But, whatever, you know? It's whatever. So, I think, I don't know. I don't think I'll do a time lapse. I think I'll probably just skip to the end of the episode. I probably won't. Well, you know what? Maybe I should just say goodbye now. Because if I don't really want to record for the next 2 hours, right? And I might get really, really tired. I don't know if you see the real-time mod that I have, but it's on my my shift where I have to stay up all night long. And I mean, not the shift, but it's the night before my night shift that I stay up all night long. And typically I actually stream to help keep me energized, but I don't know, lately I've been feeling really tired early on, and so the all night stream's just not working anymore. So I haven't been doing the all night stream thing on the night before my night shift. So instead, I just thought I'd sit down and record a YouTube episode, because I have been starting to get tired earlier. But then you have the problem of, like now, this field's gonna take so long. If I try to record my goodbye later, well, the goodbye's gonna probably not be it's probably gonna sound like I'm drunk, because it's gonna be, well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what time it is in real life when this field gets done. I mean, this drill moves at a pretty good clip, but this field's huge. So, I don't know. We'll probably just, well, man, if I keep talking indecisively, then I'm gonna have the whole field done by the time I decide on what I'm gonna do. Time lapse or cutscenes or whatever. So I think I'll just say goodbye now, and I promise this will be the last. Right? Wait. Well, hold on. Let me check. No, we still have 41 to do. I'll probably do that one by myself. That one's small. But the next time you see me, it will be something other than drilling, because we're gonna be done with drilling crops. It's already late spring, just about time to do maybe a little bit of grass work soon. So that'll be nice for the animals. We're gonna do that up for the cows. I don't know if you remember, but in case you're just tuning in, we planted 12, 21, and 31 as grass for doing some silage work and also the cows. So that is what we are doing. for that. And I think we will probably. And man, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just be sitting here enjoying this beautiful sunset. You know, I don't want to in this episode because that's just beautiful. I don't know. With that's very, it's very peaceful. That looks, that sky detail is really well done. That feels so much more lifelike. This map just has a really good North American feel. I don't know. I'm just drinking it in. All the signs, the telephone poles, the one thing I would say is I don't know if they have ditches or not out here in this area. I know not everywhere in North America has ditches, but I don't really see ditches alongside the road, and that is something that that's probably the only thing I would say that makes it feel a little bit less North American. But then again, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of places that don't have ditches. Just because it doesn't have ditches doesn't mean it's not North America. But that would be one thing I'd be interested to see if it, whoops, kind of, oh man, we just totally destroyed that. That would be one thing to see, you know, a real life comparison if they have ditches or not in real life. You know what? We actually might want to go back further because I don't know, with that curve, are we going to be on the right track? If I just go, let's just look at this real quick. So if I go this next one, I want to go this next. You know what? Well, we can just lower it anyway. Nope, don't want this one. So we need to go over one more track, maybe two more. No, yeah, just one more. Okay. So, yeah, that was fine. Okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't know if there's ditches in this area of the, you know, in real life, but that's something that would, I mean, I would have imagined that if there were ditches in real life, Sam would have put them in the map, because, I mean, Aiden did a good job taking pictures of this area in real life, and, you know, using Google Maps and etc., driving the roads. So I would think that there'd be ditches in real life if they had ditches, but that's probably the only thing that I would say kind of takes away from the North American feel, just because ditches and farmland are so common to me, you know, growing up in the Midwest. But then again, like I said, that's not necessarily everywhere. So it would be interesting to know, though. But anyway, it feels so North American. Really did a good job nailing this map. That sky, that looks, I don't know where he got these textures from, because with the blending of the blue from, you know, from the, what is that direction, north, south, north. I'm dumb. Northeast, southwest. Yes, of course it has to be north. With the, anyway, as I was saying, is the blending, for those that know, it's basically like a big 3D, not 3D, it's a big square box, those sky textures, and that's actually really, really good blending from north going over to west. I mean, that looks like a real sunset. Just the way it kind of gets darker blue over there in the bottom of the horizon. It's really, really well. You know what? This is gonna bother me. Let's just do this. Anyway, the way that it's blended looks really, really nice. Really extra good job. Extra well done. I don't know what I was trying to say there. This car thinks that we're turning around on the road with him. Kind of hit the bump there a little bit too hard. But yeah, see, I mean, there's some elevation there. So it's like, I don't know. What was I saying? I think that I'm just going to say goodbye. I've been saying goodbye for the past hour. We've been looking a lot at this sunset, so that has been extra pretty. Let's just do one more shot there of beauty, and I will see you guys later. It's been a lot of fun. This sunset is amazing, and I don't want to, you know what, it's fun. It's almost like I don't want to, well, it is. I don't want to stop talking because then it's like the sunset will go away, but I'm still going to get to enjoy it. You just will have to stop listening to me. Oh, that was really pretty too. And just the blending is amazing on that skybox. I wonder where he got those from, or if he did them himself, or if that was maybe Oxenden David or one of the other guys, Lone Wolf, helping him with this, because that blending, like, you really cannot tell. It's just a really good job of the sunset with the blending between the different directions. Anyway, I think that should do it for me. I am going to sign off here, finally, after the 20th time of saying it. We will take off and go. So until next time we're going to be doing something probably dairy, or maybe we'll have a spraying episode, because it's going to be, my goodness. I think I'll just hire out the spray, and I'll have someone else come on this map and get on here and spray all our crops, because that's gonna be a huge ordeal. We're probably gonna have a semi-tanker to run the liquid fertilizer back and forth. Anyway, that's enough talk. I have talked your ear off. I will see you guys later. Who was it that tuned in and said, I thought I'd tune into a talk show, and that was the comment he left for my YouTube episode. Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later. One last shot outside here. Just a beautiful, beautiful scene. And I will see you all later. And good. We'll just get to the end of the road here. Yeah, I might as well wait till I get to the end of the row. As long as this doesn't make you dizzy. Maybe we'll slow it down a little bit. There we go. That rate should get us to the end of the row. And I'm speechless for once. There we go. And I will see you all later. I hope that you all have a great night, day, whatever time of the whatever it is for you. And good night.